Hi everyone, it's Heidi from Flutterbyheidi.co.uk, back again with another Ferrero Friday project, and this time it's a gift box for you, which, as you can see from the size, it is significantly larger than normal, because when you lift off the lid it holds a small bottle of wine, and not just 6, but actually will hold 12 Ferrero. Now obviously you could gift it with just 6 Ferrero in there, and that would be absolutely fine, but as I say, we'll take a second layer of Ferrero, so you could actually gift it with 12 Ferrero in for your recipient. And the way I've designed this is that you've got a divider here which comes part of the way up, you see, and I've then lined the box as well, so it's a really sturdy box. So I haven't because of the size of the box, it doesn't come from a single sheet of paper, so it's a little bit of a multi-part box. It comes in sort of 3 parts, but the lining just finishes it off so you don't see any of those joins, and obviously on the outside it's really neat as well. So this one is using some craft card and real red, and this is a retired designer series paper, which is obviously quite Christmassy. But just a reminder that Stampin' Up's DSPs are sort of themed on the one side with quite a strong pattern, usually of a holiday theme or the strong pattern, but the other side is a much more neutral sort of pattern as well. So you could have, you could make that and use the lid like that, and actually you've got could easily be a birthday gift. I've used the half full stamp set because that's what we've been using this week. And the best wines are the ones we drink with friends, which obviously goes very well with this. And I've used the pretty label punch to finish off. So, without further ado then, let's get on with our project. So you are going to need some A4 cardstock for this, and I've deliberately sized it so that you should be able to get it out of both UK and US cardstock. So the first thing you're going to do is trim your cardstock down to 8 1/4 by 11 inches. Obviously our UK is 8 1/4 wide already. And you're just going to score the long edge at 1 inch, 3 1/2 inches, 7 1/2 inches, and 10 inches. I will convert the measurements to centimetres for you, but that's our basic box. We're then going to cut our 2 end panels, and you need 2 of these, and these are 5 inches by 4 inches. So using our cardstock, then let's measure 5 inches. Then you're going to get 2 4-inch pieces from the width. Okay. And then these pieces, you're going to score the short end at 1 inch and 3 1/2 and 3 inches, 3 1/2 inches, and you're going to score the long edge at 1/2 inch and 4 1/2 inches. Okay, so you're going to end up with a piece of card like that, and we're going to do some trimming with that as well. So again, short edge at 1 inch and 3 1/2 inches, and the long edge at 1/2 inch and 4 1/2 inches. So pop that away for the moment. We'll be doing some more trimming shortly. Then you want to fold and burnish all of these, and then we're going to cut away on all 4 sides. Those are going to be our joins. Like so. And because we've got the extra score line, it doesn't matter because we're going to be lining the box anyway. And obviously you could line the box with paper if you wanted to, or you could part line it with paper and part line it with card, whichever you prefer. I say lining it with the card does give it a lot of extra strength. So those are our two ends. So to construct our box, you need to fold and burnish the score lines on our main piece of card, and you just need to notch out just on those two ends. So on both ends, because that's going to be the reinforcing piece. Now, this is one of those occasions when I am going to use red tape for my construction, or fast fuse, either which would work just as well. In fact, for speed, let's use the fuse. So you're going to put fuse on I'm not going to use fuse because mine's just run out. And I haven't got my... Oh, why is this all... It always happens on a video. Note to self, make sure I have a second fuse handy. Okay, back to the red tape then. Okay, so you're going to put red tape or fuse on the inside of the 1-inch flap, where it's going to fold in. And then flip those over, and you're going to put it on each of those outer edges as well. Like so. So I know Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell the red tape anymore, but you can obviously get that from lots of suppliers, you know, craft shops or online. And so there are not many things that I use it for these days, but box making is probably one of them. So then just come in and remove the lining from each of those. And if you ever get stuck with this, just use your piercing tool to pop under the edge. I'll just help you lift it up and away. And then you're literally going to line these up, and I would suggest we start with the edge. You can fold it in and line that up like so. Same on the other end, and then it's basically our box construction. And if ever you're working with red tape and you want to give yourself a bit of wiggle room, you can always put a little bit of Tombow on the edges. Okay, so removing these side pieces. Okay, one of those moments when piercing tool required. Fingers and thumbs today. And then just our usual, line up the edges of our box like so. And then all you need to do is fold in these top flaps to make our reinforced box. So, like so. And then, as always with our boxes, we're going to come in with our bone folder and just burnish those down. Okay, just like so. Okay, so there's our basic box. We're now going to make our liner. And for the inner, you're going to need a piece of card that is out of 12 by 12 card. So you're going to, because it needs to be 8 7/16, which is a funny measurement, but you'll see why, because it needs to be that because of getting, so 8 7/16, just there, by 8 3/16. And that's just so it'll slot in. Okay, so you'll see that that way it won't fit in, but this way it'll fit in beautifully. So if you're not sure of your measurements, that's the way to double check. So once you've done that, you need to score at 1/2 inch, at 3 inches, at 4 3/4 inches, at 6 1/2 inches, 7 15/16. Okay, so fold and burnish those as well in the one direction, and then we're going to do our zigzag like so, and that's going to stick up on the side. And I found that it's a good idea just to put a piece of tape or some glue on the inside of that, just to help keep it in place. So that then fits, as you can see, in there like so, ready to receive our other pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and make the box lid, and to do that I'm going to use some of the lovely foil card that we've got rather than DSP. So this is going to make a beautiful lid, and we need a piece that is 7 1/8, so 7 1/8 by 11 3/8. And then to make the lid, you can either, obviously if you've got your trimmer out, use your trimmer, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides, and I'd recommend you do the 1/2 inch first. That's going to be our reinforcement, and then you're going to do it at 1 1/2 inches, so that's on the left hand side. And I've been a bit of a numpty. I've got my orientation wrong. I meant to have the zigzags going the other way, but never mind. It'll still look pretty. So, all we do now then is, as we've done many times before, we're going to trim away those outer 3 squares on each of our corners. If you're using a heavily patterned paper, it does help sometimes to do those folds first, to just show you a little bit easier where to cut. So you can reinforce afterwards with your bone folder when we construct the box. And as you do each of the corners, we're just going to notch out that tab that's going to tuck in as well. So trim away the 3 squares, notch out the tab. Okay, I'm obviously not wanting to cut today, and then snip away those outer edges as well. So cut away our 3 tabs like so, and notch. Do that one. Okay, so again you're just going to come in, and the tabs are really easy to do. piece of tape on each of the 4 corners, and then tape along the long edges on the inside. And I've just spotted my fuse refill. Isn't it always the way? Just as you got to the end of it, and then I spot it. Right, okay, so to construct our box lid, we're simply going to remove that tape, simply. And it's exactly the same construction that you're just folding those tabs to the inside of the box, and then those long edges will fold over like so. This is why I use fuse for speed, you see. So you literally just fold that in, and that's where you really need to give a really good burnish. And then I'll put the measurements on my blog for the 4 lining pieces, but they're just 4 simple pieces of card that you then stick to the inside of the box. This is going to be, maybe this will be a 2-parter. I'll do a second video to go with it. Right, how not to do a craft video on YouTube. It's the problem when you do complicated projects. Right, so there we go, our box. It'll have our lining in. There goes our lid onto the top. We've got some lovely lemon lime twist ribbon here. Just going to come up, cut a nice length of that, and that is going to, obviously you'd put your Ferrero in there as well. So this is the finely woven ribbon, which is absolutely beautiful. Some lemon lime twist. Didn't clean my stamp off properly. There we go. Punch. Punch a scrap of card. I've got about a minute left to finish this. Cut in half. Put glue on the back. Oh dear. And here we go. Label. Dimensional. Pop it on there. Creative mess everywhere. One box. Ready to gift. Or at least it will be when I put my Ferrero in. Apologies. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. The linings are simple pieces of card adhered to the inside, and I'll be putting the dimensions onto my blog for those as well. I'll quickly give you them. You need 2 pieces 3 15/16 by 2 3/8, and 2 pieces 8 1/8 by 2 3/8. Hope you enjoy. Take care. Bye for now.